Hi guys, today's class is going to be fluid and stretchy, and we are going to start seated in the center of the mat with the legs crossed. So make your way there. As always, you can sit on top of the pillow or some kind of support. Press the hands on top of the thighs and close the eyes. Find length through the spine. Allow the hands to rest heavy on top of the thighs, on top of the knees. Feel the sit bones grounded on the mat or the pillow. And you may imagine that I have my hand just above your head. And you want to touch to my hand. See what's happening in the core. See the length that you're creating in the body when you are reaching up with the crown of the head. Start connecting to the breath. We are going to take a full deep inhalation to the belly, to the ribs, all the way up to the collarbones. So whenever you feel ready, inhale. Hold at the top and out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, fill up the body. Hold at the top. Out through the mouth. One more time, just like that. Inhale. Hold at the top. Out through the mouth. And then come back to the natural breath. Whenever you feel ready, you may open the eyes. And we are going to start in a tabletop position. So transition into a tabletop position with the knees under the hips. A few cat-cows. Inhale as you arch the back, lift the tailbone, open the chest. And then exhale, round the back body. Chin to the chest. Inhale, widen through the collarbones, lift the tailbone. And then as you exhale, round the back body, chin to the chest. Inhale, open. And then exhale, round the back body. Create space in between the shoulder blades. And then find neutral spine. And point the fingers away from the midline of the mat. Just shift the weight from side to side. Inhale. And exhale. Fingers are pointing forward once again. Tuck the toes under, inhale here, exhale, lift the knees, making your way into a plank position. Palms flat on the mat. Press the space in between the shoulder blades up and then start making circular movements with the body. warming up the wrists, scooping the abs, and then switch direction. And if you get any feedback from your lower back, then drop the knees to the mat and continue the movement. One more. Come back through center, inhale. As you exhale, find your downward facing dog. The elbow creases are pointing towards each other. Press the hands to the mat to lift the tailbone, the sit bones to the ceiling, to pull the hips to the back and up. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale, find your plank position. You can drop the knees to the mat or keep this position, this long line from the crown of the head to the heels. Bend the elbows. Elbows are pointing to the back and then lower on your belly. Press the fingertips next to the edges of the mat, the top of the feet to the mat. Engage the glutes. Inhale. Lift the chest. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Place the hands next to the rib cage. Tuck the toes under. Keep the knees on the mat. And then as you send the hips to the back, lift the knees. Find your downward facing dog once again. Inhale, find your plank position. Shoulders shift on top of the wrists and then arch the back slightly. Find your downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward, plank. Drop the lower ribs to the hip bones. Arch the back, exhale, downward facing dog. One more, inhale forward. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here for a few breaths. Keep finding length from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Allow the sternum to drop to the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Once again, land in your plank position. Shift the weight on the right hand, drop the heels to the right, extend the left arm above the head. Hold here for a moment. Inhale, lift the left knee to the left elbow. And then step the left foot to the space in front of you, left toes are pointing to the left. Look towards your left finger, so the whole body is open to the left, the pinky toe area of the right foot is on the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the right hip to the mat as you guide the left fingers towards the right foot. Inhale, lift. This time wave the left arm above the head and to the front of the mat and then exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Finding length down the left side of the body and then exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. This time as you exhale, lower the left hand to the mat and then adjust the left foot so it's on the outside of the left hand. Press the hip bones forward, pelvis heavy on the mat. And then bend the elbows. Make your way just on the fingertips and then inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lower the chest to the mat. Allow the left knee to drop away from the midline of the mat as you continue the movement of the upper body. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower as you press the palms of the hands to the mat. Lift the chest. Keep the hips low. The lateral side of the left foot is on the mat. Inhale here. Slow and long exhalation. And then start lifting the hips as you pick up the left foot from the mat. Pull the left heel to the glute, the left knee is pointing down. Shift the shoulders on top of the wrists, step the left foot to the space in between the hands. We are making our way into a standing position. Pull the right knee to the chest and then grab to the right foot. You are hinging from the hips, extend the right leg as much as you can. Micro bend in the left knee. Flex the right foot. Breathe in and breathe out. You are bending only from the hips. Inhale. And then as you exhale, lower the right foot next to the left foot as you extend the arms to the side. Lift your heels. You are balancing on your toes. Inhale. Exhale, lower the hips on top of the heels. Extend the arms in front of you. Inhale. Start lifting the body. Shoulders stay on top of the hips. You're still on the toes. The crown of the head is reaching up. Maybe lift the heels even higher. Exhale, drop the heels and then lower the hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, belly comes closer to the thighs. Feet are parallel to each other. Inhale, lift the chest, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, lower. Inhale. And then exhale, lower the hands to the mat and then step back into a plank position. Find your shape. Scoop the abs, draw the navel to the spine, and then exhale, find your downward facing dog. Come back to the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Plank position. Shoulders land on top of the wrist creases. Press the mat away from you. Drop the heels to the left, lifting the right hand from the mat. Right fingers are reaching up. On your next inhalation, lift the right foot from the mat, pulling the right knee to the right elbow. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, step the right foot to the right long edge of the mat. Right toes are pointing to the right, right knees pointing to the right. Keep lifting the left hip away from the mat. Maybe gaze on the right fingers. Inhale. Exhale, tap the left hip to the mat. Right fingers reaching to the back of the mat. And then inhale, lift. Wave the right arm above the head. Right fingers reaching to the front of the mat. Exhale, lower, dip the left hip. Inhale, lift. One more time, lower. And then lift. Hold here. Inhale. Exhale, lower the right hand to the mat. Adjust the right foot so it's on the outside of the right hand and drop the hips to the front of the mat. Press them down. Left knee still lifted. Chest is lifted. The right toes are pointing slightly to the right. With the exhalation, bend the elbows. And then make your way just on the fingertips. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Keep guiding the right knee away from you and lower. One more. Inhale, lift, finding length through the left hip flexor. And exhale, lower. Press the palms of the hands to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest and hold here. Inhale. Exhale, lift the hips and then pull the right heel to the right glute. One-legged downward facing dog, you are compressing the right thigh, right knee. Inhale, shift the shoulders on top of the wrists and gently step the right foot in between the hands. Shift the weight on the right foot. Pull the left knee to the chest. Hinge from the hips enough to grab to the sole of the left foot and either stay here or start extending the left leg. Micro bend in the right knee. Spine is long, the crown of the head is reaching forward, flex the left foot. And breathe here. Core is on, inhale. And then exhale, lower the left foot next to the right foot. Extend the arms to the side. The spine is still parallel to the mat. Lift the heels. You're bouncing on your toes. Press the big toe and the pinky toe with the same force to the mat. And then lower the hips on top of the heels as you extend the arms forward to lift the chest. Inhale. And exhale. Imagine that you have a wall behind you. You are sliding up this wall. Inhale. As you extend the arms above the head. Engage the glutes, the thighs, the core. Stay here for one in-breath. Maybe lift the heels even more. Exhale, drop the heels. Hinge from the hips. Lower the hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, lower the belly towards the thighs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, deepen the standing forward fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Hands on the mat. Step back into a plank position. Inhale, meet the shape. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take one more inhalation here. Exhale, drop the knees to the mat, the top of the feet to the mat, and sit on your heels. Left hand is next to the left hip, fingers pointing away from you. On your next inhalation, open the chest, lift the hips, press the hip bones forward, and then exhale, lower. Right hand next to the right hip. Inhale, press the hip bones forward. Keep lifting the chest as you engage the glutes. And exhale, lower. One more time on each side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. Inhale, make your way into a kneeling position with the knees as wide as the hip bones. Hands on the hips. Tuck the tailbone under. And then start lifting the chest as you find back bend. Maybe drop the hands on your heels. Option to stay here. Or draw big circle with the right arm. Nothing changes in the lower body. Lower the right hand on the right heel. And then big circle with the left arm. And again to the right. If the hands are on the hips, stay there. And then big circle with the left arm. Lower the left hand on the left heel. Wherever you are, hold. Keep engaging the glutes, keep lifting the chest. Inhale. And then exhale, lower the hips on top of the heels. Lower the hands to the mat. Tuck the toes under. Make your way into your downward facing dog. Walk the feet so they are as wide as the edges of the mat with the toes pointing away from the midline of the mat. And then start walking the hands to the back of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. exhale, drop the hips to the space in between the heels. Find your malasana. Palms of the hands together, press the elbows into your knees. And just hold here. The crown of the head is reaching up, the tailbone is pointing down. We are going to lift the heels, just the heels, so try to stay low with the hips and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. One more lift. Hold. Keep lifting the chest, keep pressing the knees away from the midline of the mat, and then lower. Option to hold here, or I will throw an arm balance. So you can place the hands behind the heels. Elbows are pointing to the back, so you are creating a shelf for your thighs. Maybe this is enough. Maybe you can lift the feet from the mat, or maybe you can extend the legs. We didn't do a lot for the hamstrings, but if you feel ready, if your wrists and the hamstrings feel ready, go ahead. You're scooping the abs, closing the space in between the lower ribs and the hip bones, pressing the space in between the shoulder blades up, engaging the top of the thighs. Inhale. And then exhale, drop the feet to the mat. Once again, we are meeting in Malasana. You have one more inhalation here. Exhale, lower the hands to the mat, extend the legs and heel toe the feet so they are as wide as the hip bones. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower the belly towards the thighs. Options, you can grab to the ankles, to the big toes, or slide the hands under the soles of the feet. The toes are touching to the wrist creases in this variation. Lift the tailbone. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to the breath. And then release the hands. On your next in-breath, start walking the hands to the front of the mat. Finding your plank position. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. Free wave-like movements. Inhale, ripple forward, bone by bone, vertebra by vertebrae, and then arch the back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Shoulders on top of the wrists, keep the chest open, scoop the abs, exhale, arch the back, press into the hands, extend the arms, downward facing dog, inhale, forward, exhale, downward facing dog, inhale here, exhale, drop the knees to the mat. Cross the ankles under the glutes and make your way into a seated position on the mat. Lower the hands so they are under the shoulders, fingers pointing forward. On your next in-breath, lift the hips, drop the head to the back, engage the glutes. Inhale. And exhale, lower the hips to the mat. And now we are just going to switch the legs, so the ankle that was in front, now it's behind. Once again, inhale, lift the hips, drop the head to the back if that feels comfortable. Keep lifting the chest, exhale, lower the hips to the mat. And then release the feet so they are in front of you. Allow the knees to open. You have diamond shape in between the created with the legs, space in between the thighs and the calves. Inhale, long spine, either stay here or exhale. Lower the forehead towards the heels. Relax the body. Slow down the breath. Inhale and exhale. On your next in-breath, start lifting the upper body and pull the knees towards each other. Move forward on the mat so you have space behind you. Extend the arms in front of you or place the hands under the knees and gently make your way on your back with control. Extend the arms on the mat next to the ears. Extend the legs on the mat. And step the feet to the right, the left ankle on top of the right ankle, and then step the arms to the right as well. Maybe grab the left wrist with the right hand, finding length down the left side of the body, so the pelvic ball stays heavy in the center of the mat. The left shoulder blade, the left butt cheek grounded on the mat. Inhale. And exhale. And then walk the feet to the left. Move the arms to the left, this time grabbing the right wrist with the left hand, creating this half moon shape, breathing into the right side of the body. Stay with the breath. And then walk the hands, the legs to the center of the mat. Release the arms next to the torso, pull the knees to the chest and find your happy baby pose. Grabbing to the ankles or to the outsides of the feet, opening the knees, pulling them to the mat, rocking gently side to side. And if you want to take it one step further, you can place the hands on the heels and extend the legs. If you have extended the legs, bend the knees once again, returning to happy baby pose. And then pull the knees to the chest. Inhale here. Exhale Shavasana. Allow the body to relax completely. Watch the breath moving in and out, entering the body and leaving the body. And Just give yourself those next moments to just be with yourself. And if you want to stay in your Shavasana longer, as always, feel free to pause the recording. If you feel ready to start bringing movements into the body, be gentle. Maybe roll the wrists, or roll the ankles. Maybe stretch on the mat. You can pull the knees to the chest. Maybe rock on a side into a field position. Taking your time in this transition. And then landing in a seated position. With the eyes closed. Staying with the breath. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Fill up the belly. Hold at the top. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Hold at the top. Out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Hold at the top. Out through the mouth. You can stay here longer, just sitting with yourself. Or if you feel ready to finish the practice, place the palms of the hands together in front of the chest, or you may place the hands on top of the heart. And thank yourself for this practice. Thank you. Namaste.